Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. This is Teresa Graham, Destination Mountaintop. And as I told you yesterday, that I would probably be back with a pop up live. And I am here today on a Sunday afternoon with a pop up live with everybody knows who this lady is, Pastor Chris Owens. But before we get into that, I'm going to tell you guys a story, okay? And I told her this story last night. I moved to Texarkana in 1994, but back in 1996, I was living in Carver Courts, and I was the thing doing hair. I was the thing. Everybody was coming to me. All I did was did my girl's hair in that Baltimore hairstyle, and everybody started coming, and I was making that money. But I still had this spirit of that there's more. So I walked up to the little fat girl, little fat cute yellow girl, walked up to Iron Mountain Center, shy, insecure, didn't know nothing, didn't know what I was doing. And here I met Chris Owens, Joyce Campbell, Barbara Pitts, Kendra, and there was another lady up there who was married to the guy who pastored the big church that got on TBN. What was her name? She was married to that pastor who he ended up being on TBN, and his brother took over the church.
Petrie.
Petrie's wife, his first wife, she was working there. And she didn't stay long, but she was there for a little bit. But you, Joyce, Kendra, and Barbara, y'all was the crew. And y'all, so I go up there, I'm like, y'all, I wanna learn what y'all learn. And they looking at me all upside my head and stuff. And they said, well, tell you what, we got a loft upstairs. Y'all, when I tell y'all this loft was tore up from the floor up, boxes all over the place, stuff all over the place. They said, clean that up. And Joyce Campbell said, anything up there that you think can help you, you can have. Check with me first. And if it's important, I'll let you take a copy. And I was a reader then. So I'm collecting stuff. Because I don't want to be like them. All I know is I want to be like them. I cleaned that whole loft up. So I come downstairs. I'm answering phones. They start kind of taking a shine to me then. I'm answering phones, cleaning bathrooms. They leaving on lunchtime, giving me a little responsibility. And I learned so much. They giving me, I'm asking questions. They never would give me the answer. They would give me a phone number or say, look in this book or look in this file. And I would have to do the research myself. But this is how I learned how to do nonprofit. This is how I ended up having my own nonprofit program. This is how I ended up getting a grant to run a nonprofit for 2 years. Even though I didn't even have the confidence to step up and put it in my name, somebody else ran it. It was somebody else took the umbrella. Still, I ran it. And even when the grant ran out and everybody left, I ran that nonprofit out of one room at a church and had those kids come. And I ran that nonprofit till I couldn't run it no more. And it broke my heart. And I ran away to Dallas when it fell apart. But everything that I learned being around those ladies. And here it is, almost 25 years later, 27, that was 1996. This is 2022. So y'all do the math. My brain don't work like that right now. But here it is all those years later. And here I am. God brings things full circle. He's brought me back in connection with Pastor Owens. I call it Chris, and he's brought me back in connection with Barbara, and I thank him and I praise him, and it kind of brings tears to my eyes because it just amazes me. Um, I know people take God like all serious and all thee and thou. Me, I actually have a childlike wonder when it comes to God. And it amazes me the things that he does and how he weaves and moves in and out and moves chess pieces. And I'm sitting back now in anticipation, wondering uh what he all these messages coming in, I'm sorry, wondering what he's gonna do and what exciting things are we gonna do together now. Because you know what, with the people that God is bringing me in connection with now, and with the fire I have, and with the things that the devil are throwing at me trying to take me out right now, and with the fire they have, and with the things the devil are throwing at them, trying to take them out right now. Oh my God, y'all. When we get through, we gonna tear this city up, and it's gonna be for the good. So you better watch out, because there's some things coming. So I said all of that to segue into this. Pastor Chris got this is going. She been doing some things behind the scene, but now she ready to kind of bust open, and this gonna be her first little thing. You know them things is. So this her first little thing, and I'm gonna give it to her, and I'm gonna let her give us some background, and I'm gonna shut up, and y'all know who she is. So go ahead, Pastor. I'm
Well,
so
thank you
excited.
so much,
I'm
Sister
so
Teresa, for
excited.
the opportunity. Thank you so much. Um, being a native here of Texarkana, I love this city. I love Texarkana, both the Texas and Arkansas side, but I've been in Arkansas a lifetime. And
Yeah.
I really am concerned about the city of Texarkana, Arkansas, and I want to see it better.
Yes.
And so I said to God, I said, God, I really want Texarkana to get better, in some areas. And then God said, then make it better.
Yeah.
You stay. And I
Yes.
said, oh boy, I guess I overtalked that one. And
Ah,
so on tomorrow night, we're going to have a rally, taking our communities back. Rally at the Mount Grove Church parking lot. And that is the first of many things that we will do. But we want to get people motivated to know that if we don't take a stand, there is no stand. I often tell people, what if Dr. King would not have taken a stand? Personally, for me, I know I wouldn't be where I am today if he had not taken that stand. And he took a stand when things were really, really,
let me
really hard,
let me
especially for
ask you
African
a question.
Americans.
Let me ask you a
Yes.
question. What are the ABCs of taking a stand? Because we say let's take a stand. What does that mean, taking a stand?
Well, taking a stand for me is like, if nothing's being done, then nothing's being done. Do
Yes.
something,
Do
even
something.
if it's do something, and that's taking a stand to say, hey, I don't like what I see, and I
Mhm.
just want somebody to know I don't like it.
Yes.
And whatever it takes for me to make the change or the difference in that thing, then I want to be caught doing that. So
Yes.
I've sought the Lord for some insight, because it's always going to be his way. And
Mm.
so I've sought the Lord on some insight. Lord, what do we need to do?
Yes.
And so, after the rally on to tomorrow night, then we're going to have a first meeting that I will introduce the things that the Lord has shared with me that we can get done in the city of Texarkana. But one of the things that the community have to always remember, because we often throw the police department in, and they're not doing this and they're not doing that. But the police department cannot fix our communities. We have to do that. Dr. King proved that. We have to fix our communities. We have to stand up and say, whatever that is, it's enough of that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And so that's where I am, and that's where I stand. And I want others to understand why we need to do this. Uh, Sis, I remember when Grandma and them could
Mm-hmm.
sit out on the garret, as they call it, on the porch,
Mm-hmm.
and had no worries. They'd get off in their rocker and rock and chit chat. But now Grandma and them won't come out of the house because they're afraid to come out of the house. Well, they
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to take a stand to say, hey, Grandma and them coming on the porch.
Yeah.
Y'all got to go. Y'all
Yeah.
got to stop having that intimidating, threatening look about you, or they're afraid to sit there because you might rob them or you might beat them up or whatever the case may be. And so, whatever we need to do as it relates to changing, we
Mm-hmm.
just need to come together and do it.
And I found out that a lot of these young men that look like they're so intimidating, if you just go up and talk to them, they'll say, "Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry," and they'll move.
That,
And you said something. You said, "Be caught doing something." Be
yes,
caught doing something. I see these guys that they have these riding lawnmowers, and they'll go and they'll live somewhere else, but they'll have a piece of property over here, like I live in Ingham Courts, and they'll come across the street and they'll cut a field that's in a yard of a house they own. Now, if you know it's an abandoned house next door to your property that the grass is all grown up in, why not go ahead and cut, even if it's not yours, cut it just to beautify that block. Cut it.
yes, yeah,
Why is it, well, it don't belong to me? Well, nobody's claiming it. Cut it. Be caught doing something.
yes,
Be caught doing something. And,
yes.
uh, okay, so it's not your trash that's down there on the ground, but
Pick it up.
it up.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like you say, uh, baby, you guys see all these older people over here, baby. Can y'all take that down the block or around the corner? Let them sit out here in peace. Be caught doing something. You see all
Yes.
the little kids out there. Let them play. You're right. Be caught, but we all say we don't want to get involved. We don't want to. We can't say anything to nobody's kids. We don't this and that. And I've broken up fights by saying, "God dog, can you respect me? Just respect me. Stop that. Come on. Don't hit that baby with that thing. Stop that." And they stop, uh, just because you took the courage to be caught doing. We have this attitude of, I did mine and I'm not worried about theirs. We got to come out of that.
Absolutely.
We've been on the Bible study of the book of John. The John, my memory be messed up. The third third John, uh, that talks about the love, 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 love. My mind,
You okay?
yeah. But
You okay?
but when you read that book, when you really read that book and study that book, it's all about how God says we're supposed to treat each other.
Yeah.
And nowhere in there, when it comes to your enemies, your family, your loved ones, your neighbors, no matter what they do, you're supposed to show love. And the Bible says that if you don't do that, but you say you love God, you're a liar.
That is the word.
You're a liar. That's what the Bible says. You are a liar. So a lot of folks running around here being liars because they
Absolutely.
claiming to love God and they lifting up holy hands and coming out of church hating each other and hating their fellow man and hating. We got to get love back in the communities.
Yes.
I think what
Absolutely.
you're doing is so wonderful. Tell me what you're gonna key in on at this rally tomorrow, and what you want people to expect and And is it anything that you want them to do when they come, or just come with a spirit of expectation?
That's the thing right there. Come with a spirit of expectation. But Teresa, how when we were in school and we had pep rallies, well,
Yes,
we rallied so that those guys would get motivated in
yes,
order to do a good job on the field. And
yes,
that's what we are. We want to motivate people that they get ready to do a good job on the field.
yes. So I think that if there are any city officials, anybody sitting in office, anybody trying to run for office, any police officers, anybody in, I think that they, if you're listening to this or if you get a hold of this, you need to be there too. You need to be there to show your solidarity,
There it is. Uh-huh.
you that you are in it with the community, and that
Yes,
we, because we have to work together. We,
definitely.
none of us can do this alone. They
Right.
can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. We have to work together. So I think that if all teachers, lawyers, politicians, if you hear this, you need to be there too. We're not gonna hold you all night. Come, show your support, give your little speech, give your little epithet to show us that you're for the community. Just show
Yes.
us that it's a rally. It's a rally that when you leave, you will leave with your chest stuck out a little further and your arms, your shoulders back, feeling like that you are. This is my city. I'm
Yes.
I'm TK. I'm TK.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm TK. We are
Absolutely.
hallelujah. I'm TK with a little pride.
Absolutely.
TK
Absolutely.
TK is talked about in movies. It's talked about in songs. It's talked about. We are on the map all over the world. Folks
We
know
are.
Texarkana, little old Texarkana. Folks know about us. So let's give them something to talk about. Let's be that. Let's be that
Yes.
light.
Yes.
Let's change this thing. We
Absolutely.
change this thing. Uh, Go ahead, Pastor. I'm shut up. I'm,
No, no, you're fine. People need to be motivated about their city. They need to love their community. That's the thing. And for me, I don't care what community it is. That's where I'm going to make it my home. If
yes,
I decide to be there now, my home is there, and I want the best for my home. Even sometime people will just drive by and throw paper and stuff across the street. Nothing's over there, but
mm,
I'll go right over there and pick that up because I don't want to look at it. And
yes,
should they have put it there? No, they shouldn't have, but they did. So I'll
yes,
just go pick it up. And so it's little things sometimes. It doesn't and it have to be a great big thing. People well, what are we gonna do about this or what are we gonna do about that? Just do a little thing and then grow from there. You
yes,
know, you keep doing what you need to do. Somebody will catch on and they'll say, "Hey, I like what they're doing," and they'll start helping to get it done. And we can do some things. We really can. We need to make sure that our especially youth know that there are some people that love them.
yes, yes, yes. The, uh, the these babies are looking for love. These babies
Absolutely.
are really
And
looking
it's in the
for
wrong place.
when the babies come up, when they came up before school was starting back, they were coming up in groups and they just wanted prayer. You said, "What you want prayer for?" Just prayer for just entering back into school, and they just cried. They just cried because they deal with so much peer pressure and we got smart babies at our schools. They be on
Absolutely.
a roll and they deal with so much, and it shouldn't be
Absolutely.
that way. Um, this is kind of off subject, but this weekend I learned some. I came across something by accident in conversation with a few people. Uh, the conversation came up about sex, and three different people from three different states, three different young ladies in their 20s who actually were still virgins. And it
Wow.
was like the 28, 24, 26, three different states and three different conversations this morning, uh, getting ready for church and talking to people. And I'm like, virgins? Yeah, virgins. And it's like, you know, I if I was talking to friends in Africa, that wouldn't be unusual. But here in the United States, I was like, what? Really? Are you, I mean, like, they didn't like pray and like, okay, well, from now on, I'm going to consider myself as a, no, they're bona fide virgins. And I'm like, oh my God, there are parents and there are young ladies and young men who are still being raised to honor and to love their temple and to love God and to
Yes.
respect their, but it shocked me. But with the peer pressure and stuff, this is
Well,
what.
Sister Teresa, things are somewhat different and somewhat the same.
Yes,
Uh, but for me, and this was for me, all kids are different. But I didn't have peer pressure. I just believed that if I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna get me in trouble.
yeah,
I'm not going to make that decision because you're trying to get me in trouble, but you're not going to get in trouble. It's going to be me. And so, one of the things that our children got to learn, be taught, is how to think for
for
themselves.
themselves. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
And, when you look at so much happening, it's enticing to see a fellow classmate with a wad of money and you don't have any.
yes,
Man, all you got to do is XYZ. Well, that's tempting to them.
yes,
But in my day, even if you had the water money, you're not gonna get me killed by my parents because they didn't play that.
yes,
Well, we have children that don't have anybody looking after them or
yes.
seeing what they're doing or checking their rooms, checking their drawers. Mama, don't come in my room. Well, in my day, and even how I raised my daughter, sweetie, you don't have a room in my house.
No.
This,
And
this my
also,
house.
we also have parents that if you came in with their water money, they would encourage you to do what you're doing because they would benefit from that water money. Come on, let's
No,
be
yeah,
real.
yeah, yeah. I
So,
have had that, been there and done that,
yeah,
and said to that mother, "How do you think your son got that water money?
yes. So,
Everybody in the house going to jail. Where do you think it come from?
so there
I
is
don't know where he got that. Yeah,
there's
right.
so much work to do. There is so much work to do,
Yeah,
but it has to be done in a real way, and it has to
absolutely,
be done in an effective way. It has
absolutely,
to be done with laying it all on the table. Ain't no more
absolutely.
faking and shaking and being judgmental. This is what you're dealing with. Okay, we gonna help you. We gonna talk to you real, and we gonna walk you through how to change your life,
Yes,
how to get back on the path that you were meant to be on.
yes.
And what was I telling you the other day? We got to deal with the in betweeners.
I
The
like that in betweener.
in betweeners. I ain't here and I ain't there. I'm just stuck in between. I don't fit
Yeah,
nowhere. The in
I
between.
like that.
We got to get those in betweeners, and we got
Yeah,
adults who are in betweeners, kids who are in betweeners, old folks who in betweeners. They
got to
all,
get those in betweeners.
we got to get them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this rally is this is the this is the pep rally.
yeah. This
On
is the pep rally.
the pep rally before the game because once this pep rally take place, oh y'all better watch out because it's gonna be some ping ping ping, some little effective. You're gonna be like, they did this. They look what I'm saying they because I'm gonna be right there. They did this. They did that. they did this because everything she do and they do, I'm gonna try to be there, and I'm gonna try to be putting a show on about it and running my big mouth like I always do. My daughter said, "You don't never give people a chance to talk." But I just get so excited. So this the pep rally, y'all. Come on out and get yourself motivated. Get excited. You never know what little jewel you might glean from
Yeah,
being there. Texarkana is not. It's not the. It is a make you or break you place. If you can't make it here, you can't make it nowhere. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. People look at that as a bad thing, but it's not. That means that we prepare you for life.
absolutely.
That means that when you leave here and you branch out to anywhere, can't nobody come with the okie doke. Because you prepared. You know the good, the
Yeah,
bad, and the ugly. Because
yes,
you dealt with it here. That's a good thing. But we've been looking at it as a negative thing. We got to pivot, move, change our perspective on the way we've been looking at things.
yes.
Go ahead.
More than anything, we've got to come together and stand together, work together. You know,
Yeah,
it's not about a Chris Owens or a anybody for that
yeah,
matter. For
yes,
um, Sergeant Douglas of the Arkansas Police Department has been a real motivation for me.
yeah.
And you know, there are people that are concerned about the city as well. But if we fool around and come together,
Ooh,
oh, girl, what you say? And
okay.
that's what I'm looking forward to us is us coming together and taking that stand,
Yeah,
whatever it is that we need to do at that moment. We just need to be found doing it.
yes, yes. Um, uh, the I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Stephen Ward, who was running for sheriff, and Stephen did not win the office, but he had these wonderful. Um, he's been planning all of these things that he wants that he knows that he can implement to bring about change. Now, here's the thing. You can be upset and say, "Oh, I didn't win." But the thing is, what you wanted to do is bigger than the office of sheriff. And sometimes God doesn't give you something because he doesn't want you tied down to something that will bring a limitation to what he has for you to do.
Absolutely.
That vision that he has and those things that he wanted to implement and do, he can still do those things, but now
Yeah.
he can do them freely and he would not be limited because I'm stuck in this office. Now
Yeah.
he can really implement them. And I'm hoping that he sees this and that he hears that word. And I'm hoping that a lot of people that maybe had that no, but had those visions that God gave them, realize that the reason you got the no is because what God gave you would be limited by that office you wanted.
Hmm.
You have to be free in order to be available and to be able to move in and out the circles and the pathways to implement the things that you need. Did that make sense to you?
I totally agree. That's
Okay.
why I've never
Might as
wanted an
well
office.
wrong, but do you understand?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I
okay.
absolutely get
So
it.
I said all that to say I know that God has made the moves in your life, and a lot, you move jobs, then you left jobs, and I'm like, mm, yep, he had to take you out of everything so you could do what you need to do, because you
Yeah.
have to be free in order to implement it. And I see you, girl, and I see you, God. You bad all by yourself. Look, the brain may not be working right, but I still see it. And I still see,
Amen.
and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so
Amen.
I'm so excited. And I'm gonna be at the rally. As soon as the boys leave, I'm coming. I might bring them to the rally with me because they can run in that parking lot and she can pick them up from there. Cause they love outdoors. So I might bring them with me so I won't be late. And they wild so they can run in the parking lot. All them two is something else. Um, so be there at 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. at the Mount Grove Baptist Church is 2801 Arkansas Boulevard,
The big church on the corner, y'all.
the big church on the corner.
Right across the street from the mental health place, and where you used to go where if you could get the light bill money free, and y'all know where all that stuff is, right there. And it's the big church on the corner. You can't miss it. Ain't nothing but the church in the parking lot and big
Yep.
field. So go right there, plenty of parking, and we gonna go and we gonna uh, light that parking lot up. And
Yes.
let me say this. Let me say this. We gonna have to get out this mess, um, because we don't like certain people. Well, I don't like that pastor. I don't like somebody that go to that church. You don't go support the person. We got to get out that mess. It don't matter who the pastor is. It don't matter who goes to that church. Stop letting the devil use you and giving up your power and losing out on things that would bless you because of a silly, uh, childish grudge.
Yep.
Push what I've been doing the past year, 2 years, is pushing past all of my fears, pushing past all of my grudges, pushing past all of my doubts. And every time I push past something, I find a blessing on the other end. I push past my insecurities. I push past, ooh, I don't think they like me over here. Ooh, I don't. And I just go. No, I'm not going to let anything stop me, anybody hold me back. And I go. And I don't even know nobody. And I go. So please don't do that, y'all. And I know that that's a curse in Texarkana. And we gonna break that curse. Oh, I don't like that pet. I bind it in the name of Jesus. We gonna break that. Well, I would go support Pastor Chris, but I ain't doing nothing that's gonna help that man. This is not about that man. This is about the community. This is about gathering together to do something for this community, gathering together to strengthen ourselves, to show solidarity. That's what it's about. So, what I like you to do, put on your big girl drawers, your big boy drawers. Say to yourself, I'm going to push past my insecurities, my fears, my doubt, my anger. I'm not going to let the devil have no power over me. And I'm going to this thing and I'm going to see what it's about. And I'm going to gather with my people. I don't care if it's white folks, black folks, Mexican folks. I'm going out here and we going to do the darn thing. I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong?
Yeah, keep talking, girl.
I just say what I feel. And I want us to do better.
Yes.
And we got all these little proclivities that we never address. And it keeps us locked in to these prisons. Let's break these invisible prisons and these invisible walls. And let's get out there and y'all, when I went up to that center in 1996, you talking about somebody insecure, somebody beat up, somebody just trapped in uh uh all I knew was hurt, pain, molestation, uh uh every bad thing in the world. But I pushed myself and I went up to that center, and in my mind these women were the gods from the heavens that God put down, and I in no way even rose up to them. But this is how I felt. This is how I felt. And there are a lot of people walking around who feel that insecurity. But when you push past, you find out, guess what? They just like me. And they have insecurities just like me. The only difference between me and them is they got a more knowledge because they've been working in the field. And guess what? They know how to talk right. They know how to talk the right words. They got the lingo. That's the difference. But they still had the same insecurities, the same feelings, and they've had to work on themselves too. So you got to start somewhere. And you saying, well, it's just a rally. Guess what? It is people who know it's not just a rally to them. It is a, how can I can't go out there. They're not going to accept me. They're going to talk about me. You better be out there. Come over to me. I'll hold your hand. You better come on. Come on in between as you come stand with me. Ain't nobody. You know what my theory is? Who gonna whoop me? Come on, don't talk about me. Yeah. Go on, Chris. Pastor Chris. Do your thing. I'ma shut up now again. Yeah.
We do want to invite everyone, even if they are a Texarkana, Texas citizen, we want to invite everybody because we are a Twin City. And my focus, along with others, is the city of Texarkana, Arkansas first,
Yeah.
and hopefully finding somebody on the Texas side of the city to join and collaborate and make things work together. But tomorrow night at 7 o'clock p.m., we are going to have a rally at the Mount Grove Baptist Church, 2801 Arkansas Boulevard. They're on the corner of Arkansas Boulevard and Sanders Lane. Gear up and come on. Let us rally into doing what we need to do to take this stand. And I really appreciate you very much, Sister Teresa, for the invitation. Uh, I appreciate those things that you shared about in that day and how you felt when you came around us that were there. And I am overly proud of who you are right now. You have blessed my soul. You have blessed my soul. And so I'm looking forward to the things that God's going to do futuristically, that he gets to glory. That at the end of the day is what it's all about.
That's what it's about.
It's him getting the glory. So I'm looking forward to people coming together and
Yeah.
he gets the glory. So again, I say thank you for this opportunity, and I certainly don't take it for granted.
You guys look for some exciting things to be happening in Texarkana because it's some bad men and women working behind the scenes to make some things happen in this city. People are tired of the same old, same old. People are tired of the violence. People are just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yes.
And that is from the church house to the schoolhouse to the funeral parlor to cup of tire to the paper mill to people want to bring more jobs in. People want to beautify the city, upgrade the infrastructure, bring in more magnet schools. Um, we have a museum, but we can bring in more museums and even build theaters and it's so much room for improvement and just really go ahead and open up downtown and make it something booming and beautiful. And there is so much that is going on in Texarkana that you don't even know is going on. Little jazz spots and restaurants and little things that you don't even know is going on. So, um, please come out, be encouraged, and know that uh, if you don't take anything else away from here, I put it on my little paint thing, and you can't see it, but it's on a little arrow. Be caught doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be caught just standing around complaining. Enough of that. Be caught doing something. Now that's a word.
Amen.
That's a word.
Amen.
Be caught doing something. Be caught doing something. We all done been through something in life. Who ain't? We all have. But we can change. Be caught doing something.
Yes.
And that doing something, that one little, you throw a rock in the lake, and that ripple effect goes on that whole lake. So your one little thing can change the whole thing.
Yes.
I saw a thing over in Saudi Arabia where the pizza driver, there was a brick in the road, and the pizza driver stopped his vehicle, went in the street, picked up the brick, put it on the sidewalk. He didn't know that the Prince of Saudi Arabia was in the limousine next to him. He ended up getting a job and getting rewarded and everything because he just didn't want anybody to get in an accident.
Mm.
He was caught doing something.
Yeah.
Be caught doing something. As always, thank you
Absolutely. It was my pleasure.
for your beautiful presence on our virtual couch. And you know you're going to be back because you're going to be back co hosting and you're going to be back telling me about some more stuff that you're doing. And I this was so exciting. I know. I look, y'all. I take the L on this one. I know I talked a lot because I just got excited. I'm sorry. So it's my fault. I own it. So, but as always, you guys, faith, belief for emotion. If you got faith, that means that you got to have belief. If you believe, you got to be constantly moving forward and doing something. If you believe, you ain't going to sit still. You're going to be in
Yeah.
motion. So, you guys have a rest of your night. Good night. Thank you for joining us on Destination Mountaintop. I will be back soon. Bye bye.
Goodbye.